Now, William, wait a minute. Your first name is William, and you say you and your girlfriend live together, and you want to know what? If her parents know about it?
Yes.
I'd say the father probably does.
He does?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, if you hurry.
About my job?
Yeah? Let me tell you something. What's your first name?
William.
Williams, you've been ignoring your job. You haven't been doing what you should be doing. Now go ahead and ask me your question.
I was wondering, am I ever going to get promoted in it? And
well, you're going to have to go back and talk to someone, because that's the only way you're going to get a promotion, William. You're going to have to pay more attention to your job to begin with. You've been very lax in it. And then you're going to have to go back and talk to them in order to get that promotion.
Okay, then.
You're going to have to tell them why you need it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Thank you.
I assume that around with his job.
The girlfriend isn't real close to her parents. Hi, your first name and your question.
Yes, my name's David, and I'd like to know if Nita could tell me whatever happened to Jimmy Hoffa, where he might be buried.
Now, your first name is what?
David.
David, I don't have any guarantees, but when you said that, I saw concrete all around that man's body. Maybe I'm right, and maybe I'm not. I'm probably not wrong.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't mean just a little bit. I mean all around.
I read where he was buried in the Giants football field. The New York Giants football field.
I wouldn't doubt that either.
Hi, could you give your first name and ask your question?
Yes, my name is Eileen, and I've talked to Nita before, and I need to know about my job prospects now.
Eileen, now what do you mean jobs? Are you working right now?
Yes, but I need to know if, well, I don't really need to know, but I'd like to know
Let me
if I
tell
have
you this. Wherever you're working right now, they need you. You're a lot more satisfied than what you really admit that you are. But I look for a change in 3. Now, what am I talking about?
Well, there is a promotion. I really would like to make a change, classification-wise.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, again, what's your first name?
Eileen with an A.
Yeah. Eileen, you're going to have to do something. It's like the young man I was talking to earlier. You're going to have to say something to get what you want done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have to say anything, but you are going to. It is there, and it is available, and you can get it, but you're going to have to do something to get it.
Well, every time someone asks the boss for a promotion, moving up in the ladder and everything, he says, well, if you deserved it, I would have noticed it. And so I'll put you at the bottom now. And so that person has to start all over again.
Well, babe, I don't know who your boss is, but his mother's his biggest problem.
Well, we know that.
Well, anyway, I shouldn't have said that. I could have gone without saying that. But you will get something more that you want in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yes.
Oh, hey, thanks a lot.
I hope I'm right.
Well, you haven't been wrong so far.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Now, is that a vote of confidence or what?
I can't imagine being put to the bottom of the list.
Just because you asked for a raise.
Some people don't like to give raises, you know. Hi, your first name and your question.
Louise is my name. My question is, we're going to be moving out of state very soon, and what my concern is, are we going to be able to, my financial state, that's what I'm concerned about.
Now, first of all, your first name is Louise, and you know you're going to be moving out of state.
Right.
Okay, now let me tell you, the first thing I saw when you asked me that, take everything with you or you're going to have to come back and pick it up.
Okay.
So don't forget whatever that you need. All right? And your question is what?
Well, my question is financial status. How are we gonna make out financially?
Well, it isn't going to get any better. It's for a while. Okay, and I imagine you're going to have to be where you are about 2.5 or 3 before it is better.
Okay, 2.5, 3. You mean years?
Well, no, I hope it's months.
Months.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But maybe it won't be. It might be, but it will be 2.5 or 3 before it's better. But I don't see it getting any worse.
Oh, well, that's good.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
Do you ever see anything bad that you can't tell people?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? Your first name, please, and your question.
My name is Dana, and I was wondering if the guy I'm seeing right now is right for me.
Dana, you think so, but you don't think so. And you're letting your concern with your parents enter into this reasoning too, aren't you? Aren't you worried about what your parents or what somebody else might think about it?
A little bit.
Okay, well, quit worrying about what somebody else thinks. They're not going to be living with him, and he's not going to be making their living, okay? But then, and you're not being honest with yourself. Go ahead and look at whatever you feel like you need to look at this young man, and then make your decision. You're not being honest with yourself. Whatever you think you can't handle, go ahead and look at it, and then make your decision. He's not going anywhere.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Seems like a lot of them are little love questions.
Yes, they are. But I think that's what makes the world go round, though, Betsy.
Right. Your question and your first name.
Hi, my name is Diana Lynn, and I would like to know, I'm thinking about making an investment tomorrow, and I was wanting to know if Nita thinks I should go ahead and do it.
Diana, if you do, it isn't going to get you what you think. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. It's just going to get you a little bit. It may come in with something better for you in 3. And I don't know if that's weeks or months, but I don't think you're going to get what you think you are, not right up front.
Okay, thanks, Nita.
You're welcome. I really need to be careful. Well, no, I can't be careful, but I just have to say what I see.
I think a lot of them feel like they know you real well. Have you met very many?
Yeah.
Your first name, please, and a question.
My name's Wendy, and I was wondering if I was going to run into any money anytime soon.
Well, Wendy, when you said that, I saw the stock market. Why? Why would I see that? Do you ever think about it? Do you mess with it, or what?
You seen what?
Okay, let's start all over again, because I can't imagine what, when you asked me if you were going to run into any money very soon, first of all, I don't think so. I think wherever you are, it's going to get worse and then get better.
Oh, my, I don't see it getting any worse.
Honey, I don't know. I'm just telling you exactly what I'm seeing, okay?
Okay.
And why don't you call my office tomorrow and let me tell you some things that I'm seeing that I don't want to tell you over the air.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I don't think she knew about the stock market.
I don't think she did either. I don't know why I said that.
You must have seen it.
When I did see it, I saw it going, it must be going to be up a little bit high before Christmas, but at Christmas I look for it to come down. I don't know why I'm saying that.
Your first name, and do you have a question? I think they
hung up. Okay, well, maybe something happened and they had to go someday. But anyway, yeah, Betty, I don't know why, but when she said that, when she said, do you see me running into any more funds? First thing I saw was the stock market.
Your first name and a question.
Yes, my name is Carrie, and I'm wondering, am I going to meet anybody special anytime soon?
Well, Carrie, are you still there?
Uh-huh.
Your first name is Carrie?
Yes.
Rennie, you're kind of seeing someone right now that doesn't mean that I don't feel like you're too close to.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you wondering if he's going to stay or go away even right now?
Well, he's long distance. He lives in another state.
Okay. So your question to me is, now, by the way, whoever he is, he'll be here in 2.
Okay.
He'll be back here in 2. And your question to me is what?
Is he the right one for me, or is there someone else that I just haven't met yet?
Well, I don't see anything in particular wrong with him. You like him and you don't care for him, kind of. And I don't think he'll be the one that you'll marry, okay?
Okay.
But I think you'll have a choice. I think you'll have a chance at that if you want it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You think she wanted to get married?
Not especially.
That's about the third question we've had on, am I going to meet somebody, and it must be very important. Your name, please, and your question.
Yeah, this is Mark, and I was wondering, am I going to have a career change in the future?
Mark, I don't think so. The only time, are you still there?
Yes.
The only thing that I see at all is that whatever you're into right now, I have a feeling you'll be there a couple of years. And I think the change that you're talking about is something that whatever is it that you want to do really bad, Mark, I think you're going to have to let that surface and admit that you want it and then start working on it, because I have a feeling you'll be where you are for a couple of years.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I started asking who Beth was.
Well, why didn't you? If he's still watching, he can tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Your question and your first name, please.
I'm Maria. I have a question about my brother. took a civil service test. Will he pass and get a good job soon?
Okay, your first name is Maria?
Yes.
And Maria, what now? Your brother took a civil service test?
Yes.
Maria, I don't think that I don't think that test was completed or that he, I don't think that it will be in other words, okay, let me tell you what I'm trying to say. He either didn't complete the civil service test or he didn't make the grade that he wanted to make on it. Does that make any sense?
Okay.
But now, wait a minute. Is this the first time he's taken it?
Oh, no, maybe this is the fourth time or third time. I'm not so sure.
Okay, honey. Tell him that he's going to have to study because when he starts taking the test, then what's your brother's first name?
Cleopas.
Okay, when he starts taking the test, he gets nervous and then angry, and he doesn't really complete those tests. Okay?
Okay.
So just have someone work with him and get him to finish the test when he takes it.
Okay.
All right?
Uh-huh.
Good luck, honey.
Okay, thank you.
I would see, like Betsy, from 1 to 100, and he'd only go to 70. So he's either not completing the test or he's missing that much, 1 or 2.
It's difficult. Your first name and your question.
Yes, ma'am, I'm Joe, and Anita has talked to my husband before, and I'd like to know how my court date's going to come out in 2 weeks.
Oh, my goodness, Joe.
Remember him?
No, not yet, honey.
His name is Donnie.
Well, I still don't remember, and it's just as well that I don't.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, but someone did call me at the office today. That wasn't you, was it?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, your first name is Joe.
Yeah.
And you have a court date in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
You need to be careful, honey, because there's a good chance he's going to walk off with everything.
Oh, it's not he.
Okay.
Okay, this is concerning me. Now, you told Donnie things were going to happen to him, and they happened to me instead of him, and everything you said came true. Okay, but it happened to me.
Okay, darling. Now, wait a minute. Okay. Then you break your question down. You've got a court date, and it's not against Donnie.
No,
it's you going into court.
Yeah, 2 weeks. Halloween morning at 9.
I wouldn't let that worry me. Don't let Halloween have anything to do with it, okay? That's not going to bother you. Okay?
No.
Okay, but you want to tell me what it's all about? What is your question?
The question is, I have a court date in 2
No,
weeks.
darling, I heard that.
Okay,
That's not it. What is it you want to know?
I don't have a record, and not even a bad ticket, one parking ticket in the last year. And I did a friend a favor and picked up something, and I got a trouble because of it. And
okay, now listen to me. Wait just a second. Call me in the morning at the office, and I'll answer your question. Because you're getting real nervous.
All the money I have is going to my attorney.
No, baby, you don't have to pay me.
Okay.
You don't have to pay me. A lot of people can't pay me. You call me in the morning because you're real nervous and you're about to cry.
Yeah.
And so you call me in the morning, and I'll talk to you. And call me between 9 and 10 o'clock, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, okay?
Okay.
Let me tell you this. It isn't going to be near as bad as you think it is.
Uh-huh.
All right?
Okay.
Bye.
She already sounded better.
God love it.
She said everything that you told him happened to me. I'm sure she's not laughing.
Well, we're laughing with
Your
her.
first name and a question, please.
My name is Dan, and I'm playing basketball this year, and I was wondering if I was going to be the star of the team this year.
Well, Dan, you probably could be if you wanted to, but I don't think you care that much about it. I think you play for the fun of it, which is good. Okay? Now, if you ever decide you want to be star of the team, you probably can be.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
He plays for the fun of it, which is neat.
But he likes to be a star.
Well, if he decides he wants to be, he will be.
Your question, please, and your first name.
This is Joanne, and I wanted to know if I should go to real estate school or go in business for myself.
What's your first name?
Joanne.
Joanne, if you go into real estate business, I don't think you'll stay with it. If you go in business for yourself, I think you'll stay. And besides that, if you need some financial aid, I bet you can get it if you go in business for yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Does that make any sense?
It sure does.
Okay.
Thank you.
She could go into the real estate business for herself. No.
No.
Your first name and a question.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'd like to know if I was going to be in a serious relationship anytime soon.
Okay, your first name is Amanda.
Yes.
Honey, that's kind of a big overall question. Have you been married before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you want to give me your age? I rarely ever ask this.
I'm 18.
Okay. Honey, I don't look for you to be into a serious relationship until you're 21 years old. I look for you to be married when you're 22 and a child when you're 23 or 24. I can see you in your 60s, so you don't have to worry about not making it at least until there. You've had some soreness in your chest and your breast area, and you need to get along with your mama better than what you do. It's not all her fault.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes I
You
get
saw a lot.
Yeah, well, I was right, though. She knows that.
Your name, please, and a question.
My name is Regina, and I'd like to know if I'll be married within a year.
Regina, I don't think so. But you might look at about 13 months. Okay, are you dating someone right now? Is there anyone around you right now that has dark hair?
Yes.
Is it kind of curly or wavy?
No.
Okay. Know anyone named Bobby or Ryan?
No.
Okay, that's all right. Those are just names around you. Pretty soon you'll go, I know what she's talking about. And who's the light-haired person that's around you? That's okay.
I have a friend, but he's just a friend.
That's okay. I know, but I still see him, okay? Now, give me your first name again.
Regina.
Regina? Huh? Regina, if you're going to be married next year, you'll know about it in March of next year.
Okay.
All right? Good luck, honey.
Thank you. Bye.
Some of them sound so timid.
Well, you said nice things.
Yeah, well, she will know about it. That's for, sometimes I might question myself a little bit, Betty, but not much.
When you first called me 20 years ago, I'll get back. Your first name, please, and your question.
My name is Cindy, and I wanted to know if I'd be married anytime soon and if I'm in the right career.
Well, Cindy, I think you're in the right career if you put your mind on your business while you're working, honey. You take everything with you when you go to work. You worry about your personal problems, your family, the past. So try to let that go when you go to work, and then that way you can figure out whether it is what you want or not. And I don't think you're really interested that much in marriage, and if you are going to be, you'll know something about that in about 8 months. You are fixing to meet someone new in 4.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
A couple of them, you can hear the laughter in the back. They couldn't believe they called.
Yeah, sometimes I think that they get a little nervous, too.
Well, I was just going to say, I wish that I'd ask you a few questions when you first called. Hello? Your first name, please, and your question.
This is Darren Dale.
Okay, your
last name's Dale, D-A-L-E, and I want to know when they're going to cure the drug problem, and how can I help?
Okay, now listen to me. What's your first name, Dale?
No, my last name's Dell.
Oh, Dale.
Yeah.
Okay, now, Dale, you're asking me when are they going to cure the drug problem?
Yeah, when are they going to cure it, and how can I help?
All right, now you listen to me very carefully. I'm glad you asked me that.
Okay.
All right, because when the leaders of our country stop putting so much money into prisons and put it into teachers in the 1st to the 6th grade who understand psychology and metaphysics, and they teach the children, and they let all little children lay down all of their problems in the 1st to the 6th grade.
Yeah.
And that is when things will turn around.
Well, how can I help?
By listening to younger children and talking to them, because you know exactly what they need to stay out of.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I wondered at first if it was a joke, but
No.
you ever feel that
No.
you get joke calls? Or
Yeah. Well, when I do, we let those go.
Your name, please, and your question.
Hi, Nita. This is Robbie again. I called earlier. I'm going to be a father in a couple of months, and I just wanted to know what your reading was on me as far as anything to look out for, anything that I can do to prepare myself to be a better father.
Okay, now, Robbie, just a second. Are we fixing to go to break?
No.
Okay.
Miss Signal.
All right.
On my part.
We had to find out if it was break time. And you're going to be a father in 2 months.
Right.
Okay. Well, Well, first of all, and your first name is Robbie.
Right.
Robbie, first of all, the first thing I'd suggest to you is you carry the past around you in a great big sack everywhere you go. Let that go. Get over whatever you got upset about when you were 8 and 9 years old. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. And then when a child talks to you when he starts growing up, listen. Because feelings are feelings. I don't care if you're 5 years old or you're 90. Feelings are feelings, so pay attention to them. And let me tell you this. The Catholics say, give me your child until he's 6 years old, and then you can do anything you want to with him, and someday he'll come back and live like we taught him the first 6 years of his life. A child's character is molded from the time they're born until they're 5 or 6 years old. Whatever you want him to be, teach him this in those first 5 years.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes I get on the soapbox.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. How about your answer on the drugs was very interesting. I wouldn't have said that. I think it's about ready. She's still here and ready to answer your questions. She got a little teary on one of those calls last time. You didn't notice that. I did notice it. Here's the call. Hi, this is the Nita Lee Show, and we need your first name and your question.
Okay, my name is Mac, and we're expecting a baby in February, and I wanted to know if you knew if it would be a boy or a girl.
Well, Mac, I hardly ever do that. Let me tell you this. The child will probably be what your instinct tells you. Whatever you got, and see, men call what I do gut feeling. And whatever you really feel like it is, if you're honest with yourself, that's probably what your baby is. And I almost saw twins, so you almost, if you don't have twins, you almost did.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to figure out what to name him then.
All right.
Thank you.
I have a feeling he thought he was going to have a boy.
I do, too. It's a lot easier doing it that way, you know.
If I had... Just a second. Hi, Nita. I'll answer your question, and she'll give your first name.
Carla.
And your question, please?
Yes, Nita, can you tell me anything about my present job as far as advancement or...
Okay, first of all, honey, what's your first... Carla?
Uh-huh.
Is it Carla?
Carla with a C, uh-huh.
No, Harla or Carla? Carla.
Carla.
Carla. All right. Now, what's your question?
Can you tell me anything about my future at my present job?
I think you'll get 3 things out of it, Carla. First of all, I think you like the job. I think you listen. I think you do everything you possibly can. If you have a problem, a real problem, it might still be a little bit, have something to do with your father, and I think you're going to get everything you want from this job, but I think you're going to have to knock on the door from time to time and remind him how good you are.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Kid's qualified.
I hope she doesn't get put to the bottom of the list.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
Nita's here, and we need your first name and your question, please.
Bert. And I'm going to the race this Saturday, and I just wonder if she sees any money there for me.
Okay. What's your first name?
Bert.
Yeah, is it Bert?
Uh-huh.
B-E-R-T? Bert, as a rule, I don't do this, but whatever your feeling tells you to go with in the 9th race, you can probably do it. Are you going with a guy?
Yeah.
Who? A husband or what?
Husband.
All right. Let him decide. He'll kind of know which is the best one in the 2nd race. I have a feeling you'll win something in the 5th race. Okay?
Okay.
And don't put all of your money on one horse.
On one horse?
Don't put all of your money on one horse.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
On most questions of a personal nature, I've noticed that no one's asked about the earthquake, and no one's asked, they really are personal.
Yeah, they really are.
This is the Nita Lee Show. Your first name and your question, please.
Billy, and I'd like to know if she knows where some lost jewelry is.
Now, first of all, what's your first name?
Billy.
Billy?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Billy, when you said lost jewelry, I saw the pocket of a coat, the right pocket of a coat.
Really?
Okay?
Okay.
And then I saw a box with some jewelry in it around a stack of newspapers. So are you asking me? Yes. Are you asking me if your jewelry is gone?
Yes.
All right. Most of it is, but 1 or 2 pieces is still in your house.
All right. Do you know where it is?
You got a fireplace?
The part that's gone, I mean.
Okay. No, the part that's gone?
Uh-huh.
What's your first name again now?
Billy.
Billy, why don't you call the office and let me talk to you about that? You're not going to like what I tell you over TV.
All right. Do I have that number?
I think it's 348-7898.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you see where Jerry was? And you don't like to say, because somebody else might see it.
Well, I mean, I saw who might have it, but I think it would upset her a lot for me to have said that.
Nita Lee Show, and your first name and a question.
Okay, my name is Mindy, and I just want to know if she sees marriage for me anytime soon.
Mindy, I'm laughing with you, honey. How old are you?
33.
Now, I just can't imagine so many young girls asking me what would seem to me, don't let this upset you, a dumb question. I just can't imagine someone so young, and I have so many so young and so pretty come in my office and ask me if they're ever going to be married. I can't even imagine that. First of all, you'll be married in 2. I can tell you that. Have you been married before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, well, honey, you were the biggest cause of that loss. Okay, if there was a problem, I'm afraid that you brought about some of that problem because I don't think you did a lot of listening. But you will be married again in 2, and it'll probably be someone you know.
Know now?
Well, honey, that's all I know, someone that you know. I don't think he's too close, no. He's not in the first circle. Look for him in the second or third circle of people around you. Look for him a little ways back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you give readings at your home?
No, at the office.
At the office?
Yes,
and
office.
In just a second. This is the Nita Lee Show, your name and your question.
My name is John, and I was wondering if she sees me and my roommate getting out of our financial wreck this year.
John, your roommate is not having that big a problem with being in a financial rut. It's mostly you.
Yeah.
I know. You'll come out of it as soon as you decide that you're going to quit buying and quit letting people borrow money from you and just leaving it, losing it.
Yeah, do you see me quitting my job this year, too? I hold a part-time job, and do you see me quitting it anytime?
Okay, you have a full-time job and a part-time?
No, just a part-time job, that's it.
Why would you be quitting it? Let me answer a question with a question.
Okay, it's just because I'm just tired of the business. I work in a club all night, and I'm just tired of it.
Okay, then, John, if you're talking about, is that your first name?
Yes.
If you're talking about a job like that and you're tired of it, the first thing you need to do is get out of it as soon as you can. But go look a little bit before you do.
Oh, I will.
All right?
But do you see anything big for me next year?
If you look hard enough, you're going to have to turn over a lot of rocks. Look hard enough and you can find what you're looking for.
Okay.
John, you already know what you want. You go around it. You procrastinate.
Okay. My roommate said that's right.
I know.
Thank you.
Good luck.
That's fun to talk
I think
to
his
him.
roommate is holding his own financially.
How do you know it's a he? Maybe it's a she.
Well.
The Nita Lee Show, your first name and a question.
My name's Kathy, and I'm having some questions about the career that I'm trying to get into, and I was wondering if Nita has any feelings about that.
Kathy, honey, why would I pick up your papa around you the first thing? You got a problem with your daddy?
Not really.
Okay, well, it just might be you're still too attached to him or dependent on him or something. He's the first thing I picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and your question is what now?
What kind of feelings do you get for a career? That's what I'm having problems with right now.
All right, now, first of all, I picked up medical. Are you in school?
No.
Well, then what are you involved in right now?
Right now I'm doing typesetting.
Okay, and you want to know, honey, you're going to have to break your question down for me a little bit.
Okay.
What do you want? What do you want?
I'd like to get into a career in art, and I've been trying it and having some difficulties with it.
Okay, now what's your first name again?
Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy, you've been interested in art ever since you were 9 years old. You knew at 16 you had the ability. Honey, just do it. Go ahead and open up the doors you have to open up to find the answers.
Okay.
It isn't that you can't do it. You just don't open up the doors.
Okay.
All right?
I get you there.
All right. Good luck, honey.
Bye.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I wondered if she's an artist or if she just wants to get into the art business.
No, Betty, there's art within her.
Art within her.
Yes.
The Nita Lee Show, your name and a question.
This is Ray, and I'd like to ask Nita, I've got a hobby. Do you see any profit in it for me?
Ray, want to talk to me about your hobby? Is it something you've liked to do ever since you were a child?
Yes,
You're really good at it. I don't think you think it's going to get anywhere because maybe you think there's not a market for it. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So what's your question?
I'm just asking if I ought to pursue it.
Well, if it's something within you that you want really bad, I think you should pursue it. If it's not going to give you the financing you want, then work at something else while you're getting it better. But I don't think you let go of it. I don't think you should let go of it. If you do, you'll come back to it anyway.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If he's still listening, he does have some money coming in.
Oh, I'll bet he is listening.
I hope I'm right.
Is it from if he made his hobby part of his business? Because I think he wants to make a living at his hobby.
Yeah.
Don't you?
He'll be there in about 4 years.
Nita Lee Show, your first name and question.
Yes, my name is Kathy, and I was wondering if a business venture I'm looking at getting in with another person would turn out well.
Kathy, it'll probably be all right, but it's going to take everything you got. You're going to have to work constantly.
Okay.
And you can make it, but it's going to be about 2.5 to 3 years, and it'll get you everything you want later on, but I promise you it's going to be the hardest thing you ever stepped into.
But it will work out if I stick to it.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And you saw that positively, didn't you?
Sometimes it's different. Sometimes, Betty, I'm a little more sure of myself on some things.
The Nita Lee Show, your first name and your question.
My name's Steve, and I've applied for a loan, and I'd like to know if I'm going to get it.
Yeah, Steve, you got about a 9 chance out of 10 of getting that. But you need to pay as much attention about paying this back on time for some reason due to something you promised someone as you did getting it.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Because you've made a promise to someone about something. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
When you called me the first time, could you have answered a question that I would ask you over the phone or anything?
Betty,
you could get it just like you do here.
But you traveled and you worked so much.
Nita Lee Show, your name and a question.
Okay, my name is Robert, and I'm a married man, and I'm having an affair with another woman, and I was wondering if you see anything as me and another woman in the future as far as marriage is concerned, anything like that.
Robert, first of all, I have a feeling you might be putting me on, are you?
No.
You're really not?
No.
Okay, and you're having an affair with another lady right now?
Yes.
She isn't going to stay there anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. She already has it lightly in her head to leave, and she'll go.
Okay.
All
Thanks
right?
a lot.
You're welcome.
You mean the one he was having an affair with, or his wife? He was leaving.
The one he's having an affair with is going to leave.
I bet his wife is too. I think I would.
Thanks, Betty. I needed that.
Well, you know, everybody says it just so matter of fact.
I know.
This is the Nita Lee Show, and she'll answer your question if you'll give your first name.
Nita Lee, my name is Ida. I'm wondering, did you foresee the big earthquake we just had?
Ida, our producers here, Dave Schramm and Bob, were asking me if I should answer that question. Yeah, I did see that a long time ago, and I see a lot more besides that. And if I could get the scientists to listen, then I might be able to help them. Because if that, okay, remember when Mount St. Helens blew up?
Yes, I do.
All right, I wasn't looking at that because I don't look at things. And I don't really answer those questions unless people call me. But the sheriff called me and said, Nita Lee, the mountain's acting up. Is she going to blow? And I said, yes. He said, when? I said, at noon. She went at 12:30. Are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, but see, I really don't look at that. The only thing that happened yesterday, before that earthquake, but all of this is on paper because I was hypnotized for a homicide case 2.5 years ago. And then the gentleman that was hypnotized, and he said, okay, Nita, now let's go back under again and look at Mount St. Helens for the sheriff again. Because she acts up from time to time. Okay? And I didn't want to, but to make a long story short, I did. And everything that's happened in that last 2.5 years is on that piece of paper and on that tape.
I understand.
And I just hope that the rest of it that I saw doesn't.
I understand. you don't foresee this as being the big earthquake that...
No, babe. No. No. When the big one comes, the fault...
Yes?
That is 6 miles out in the Bay of San Francisco will come up out of the sea. It'll rise right up out of that ocean. And there ain't going to be anything left out there.
I understand. I didn't mean to upset you.
That's okay. And I hope this is one time I am wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
I don't know whether I want to see what you saw or not. I don't think I do. But is there anything, you said if the scientists would listen to you, that you would do something. Could you bomb the San Andreas Fault?
I don't know, Betsy.
Would you make all the people leave, or think about that? This is Nita Lee's, her show, and your first name and your question, please.
My name is Darlene, and Nita Lee, whenever I was in high school, my mother pulled me out of school to help with my brothers. And now I've already got my GED, and now I'm going to try to go to college. Could you please help me on this subject? I don't know what to take that I can make it with. Like I said, I didn't do too good in high school, my grades, and I am good with people and things, and on spelling and English, but my mathematics isn't too good. But yet I was thinking about going into computers and in office business, but would I make it on that if I took that?
Okay, first of all, your first name is Darlene?
Yes.
First of all, babe, you're going to have to let go of all the anger. You got a lot of, you're I don't mean a lot of anger, but there's a lot built up within inside of you about what you've been through, okay?
Yes.
So you're going to have to let that go first before you can see the forest for the trees, okay?
Okay.
And I'll try to make an appointment with me, or just call and let me just go over it a few minutes real quick like, and you'd be better with children and with people and in research. Anything to do with science or with human lives.
Okay.
And in research. But if you understand what I'm saying about letting some of the anger go, do that first.
Okay.
All right?
Also, can I ask you, do you see me and my ex-husband getting back together again, ever remarrying again?
Well, he would be willing.
Uh-huh.
He would be willing. But you couldn't go back into the marriage again. Is it Darlene?
Yes.
Darlene, you can't go back into that marriage again with any hostility. You're going to have to leave whatever happened before out of it. It'd be like it started off brand new.
Uh-huh.
And he would be willing.
Okay.
Now,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
When she said she wondered if she should go into computers, I've always heard if you have good English and good spelling, learn to type, and then you can get in the door and then do what you want to do.
That's right. That's very good.
The Nita Lee Show, your question and a first name.
Yeah, my name's Troy, and I just got a job, but I applied for another job that I really want, and I was wanting to know if Nita could see me getting that job.
Okay, Troy. Excuse me, I'm getting a little bit tired, but that's okay. Your first name is Troy, and you have a job right now.
Yes.
Okay, and you've applied for what? Another one that you do want?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to check with them in about either 3 weeks or 3 months. And that is going to come up, and then you're just going to have to go try for it.
It is going to come up?
Yes, it is going to come up.
Okay, I've applied for it, and I've been calling on it, and...
Now, wait just a minute. Is there any female in there that you can stay in touch with that will let you know when it's fixing to come up?
Not a female.
But someone that you can?
Yes.
Okay. Do what you can there, Troy, because it is going to come up. The job is going to be offered. And I have a feeling it's going to be in about 3.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, that's my question.
Okay.
When you became upset at what you saw on Mount St. Helens, it does make you tired? Just
No,
like
Betty,
you're physically tired. Well, I know you said you were kind of tired.
Yeah.
Was your mind tired, you mean, or...
No.
Did you realize you told him you were tired?
No, I don't think so.
The Nita Lee Show, your first name and your question.
My name is Andrea, and I'm about to make a career change, and I want to know if I'm going to like my new job.
Well, Andrea, I don't think that you're going... Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not so sure that you're going to like it right up front. But I don't think it's going to be the job that you're going to be concerned about. I think it's going to be the area, everything around you, maybe the people and the move and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to bother you. I think you're going to like the job. And what's your question?
That's it.
No, okay, your question is, will you like the job?
Uh-huh.
Yes, but when you go into it, concentrate on the job. Don't worry about everybody else.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When you're through with the show, do you go home and rest, or
I drive 50 miles out to a farm, Betsy.
and then you go ride a horse?
No.
This is the Nita Lee Show. Your first name and a question, please.
George, and I wanted to ask Nita, does she see a woman in my future?
Well, George, every time one gets in front of you, you go around her. Why? Why do you kind of bypass her? Are you worried about a relationship, or worried about a commitment or something? Do you want to love and you don't really want to be responsible for one? What am I saying? Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, let's start all over again. You're asking me if I see a love in your future?
Yes.
Okay. If you quit moving, George, quit avoiding it. Okay?
Okay.
Stop avoiding it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. I hope his mama's not listening, because he thinks in terms of a relationship. He thinks in terms, he remembers his mother and he goes around it.
Oh, you mean his mother maybe has still so much influence?
Yeah, some way or another. That's one of the reasons he goes around the relationship.
Nita will answer your question if you'll give her your first name and state your question.
My name is Amy, and I just got a job starting at Monday. I wanted to know if I was going to enjoy it.
Well, Amy, honey, so many people call me that don't even have jobs. You're lucky to have one, first of all.
Well, I have one right now.
I know that. I know that. Okay. And you're very qualified, and you don't mix too well. You don't get along with people too well. Try to watch that just a little bit. That goes back to something.
I'm not qualified at all. I'm kind of going to start out as a gopher.
Honey, it doesn't matter. If I didn't see that you were qualified for the job that you're getting into, because qualified can cover a lot of things. That means desire first. You have to have a desire to have a job.
Yeah, I really want to do that.
Okay, I know. That's what I'm saying when I said you're qualified. Now, go ahead. What was your point-blank question to me?
I just wanted to know if I was going to, I'm starting out as a gopher kind of, and I just want to know if I was ever going to be what I want to be.
I think it'll probably be about a little while before midsummer of next year before you really have what you want there.
Okay, and also, my boyfriend right now, we were discussing getting married, and I was wondering if he thought...
He doesn't really want to. He doesn't really want to get married. If you corner him, he probably will. But right as far as him telling you he really wants to, if he told you that, he wouldn't be telling you the truth.
He's the one pressuring me. I'm the one that's not real sure about it.
Okay, honey. Well, I could be wrong, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, he really doesn't.
No. Sorry about that. I might be wrong. Anyway.
Well, you did get a question on Mount St. Helens, didn't you?
Yeah,
and
I
on
did.
San Francisco. The Nita Lee Show, your first name and a question.
My name's Diane, and I was wondering if my husband's business was going to grow, or what's going to happen.
Diane, I don't think there's any reason why your husband's business won't grow. He wants it bad enough. Sometimes he lingers or he procrastinates too much, but if he stays with it and he wants it bad enough and his desire is not that strong, okay? Then okay, and what's your husband's first name?
Larry.
Okay. There really isn't anything wrong with Larry except he hangs on to the past sometimes in his childhood, something that happened when he was 8 and 9 years old. I'm not so sure that Larry hasn't had something wrong with his right leg at some time in his life. He loves you. He's never really cared about anybody else. And do you all have 2 children?
Well, we have 3, but one's our own, and then we lost one together.
Yeah, that's okay, honey. Who's Mike?
I don't know.
That's okay. That's just a name around you. And I think I got carried away. So your question is, will your husband's business make it? Mm-hmm. His desire, he's going to have to put more feelings and more desire into it, or it won't. If he does, it will. It'll make it if he wants it to.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
You bet.
We probably have time for maybe 1 or 2 more calls, if any more come.
Okay.
And here's one. The Nita Lee Show, your first name and a question.
My first name is Eva, and my husband's fixing to go on to a trip which will last about 2 or 3 weeks. He has to drive, and I was wanting to know if he'd have a safe journey and come back to us safe.
Eva, Are you there?
Yes.
He may have a flat. Tell him to check something. Does he already know what car he's going to drive?
Yes, he does.
Tell him to put the car up on a rack and check everything underneath of it first, especially whatever he thinks might be wrong. He will go there safe, except maybe for a flat. Tell him not to stop anywhere along the road for anything that he has a funny feeling, a gut feeling not to stop. Okay?
Huh?
And he'll come home safe.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll bet he does that.
Yeah. Well, I did see something under the car. Okay.
Well, the filling station would love it.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's just about over. I think we're about ready to go. It was wonderful to be here and lots of fun. I can't believe how sincere everybody is.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be crank calls and funny calls, but everybody really seemed very sincere, and your answers were great.
Thanks, Betsy. I do this a lot.
Oh, I can imagine.
So, anyway, you have no idea how much I appreciate you coming down here tonight on such a short notice.
Well, I'd like to ask you, what do you see in my future?
You want to call me at the office?
No. Well, of course I will.